We will begin today's program with a letter that was recently sent to Mr. Roselle from a relative of 19-year-old First Lieutenant Charles M. Kincaid, a liaison officer with the 30th Division Artillery. As a young soldier, Kincaid rarely wrote home. However, he did write home to his minister about one event that evidently really caused him to stop and think. He was horrified by what he witnessed at the liberation of the train near Magdeburg, and was so distressed that he could not even tell his mother about what he had seen. Mr. Kincaid is too ill to attend our gathering, but his family sends its greetings and is happy to allow us to share the contents of the letter that he wrote shortly after witnessing the train and the sad conditions of its occupants. His shock, trauma, and outrage are symbolic of the feelings felt by all the liberators of the Nazi victims. April 17th, 1945. Dear Chaplain, haven't written you in many months now. It's funny how a few moments are so hard to find in which to write a letter way past due. It's much easier to keep putting it off the way I've done. I'll try to make up for it in this letter. Today, I saw a sight that's impossible to describe. However, I'll try. Between 2,400 and 3,000 German refugees were overran by my division during our last operation. Most of them were or had been inmates of concentration camps. Their crimes, the usual ones: Jewish parentage, political differences with the Fuhrer, lack of sympathy with the SS, or just plain bad luck. Not one of these 100 could walk 1 mile and survive. They had been packed on a train whose normal capacity was perhaps 400 or 500, and had been left there days without food. Our division military government unit took charge of them and immediately saw what a huge job it was going to be. So they sent out a call for help. Several of our officers went out to help them organize the camp they were setting up for them. The situation was extremely ticklish, we soon learned. No one could smoke, as it started a riot when the refugees saw the cigarette. And we couldn't give the kiddies anything, or they would have been trampled to death in the rush that would result when anything resembling food was displayed. The only nourishment they were capable of eating was soup. Now, the Army doesn't issue any of the Heinz 57 varieties, so we watered down the C rations, and it served quite well. It was necessary to use force to make the people stay in line in order to serve them. They had no willpower left, only the characteristics of beasts. A few weeks of decent food will change them into semblance of normal human beings. With God willing, the plague of disease that was already underway will be diverted. But I'm wondering what the effect of their ordeal they have been through will be on their minds. Most will carry scars for the rest of their days for the beatings that they were given. No other single thing has convinced me, as this experience has, that Germany isn't fit to survive as a nation. I'll never forget today. I was going to write Mother tonight, but thought better of it. I had better be in a better frame of mind tomorrow. I'm only a few dozen miles from Berlin right now, and it's hard to realize the end is in sight. I'm always glad to receive your scandal sheet. You perhaps missed your calling, as your editorial abilities are quite plain. As ever, Charles.